Hi everyone. So this is a new segment where you can ask me your questions on anything spiritual, how to connect to your intuition, how to work with your intuition, how to connect to your spirit guides. I know that a lot of you have a lot of questions and you are looking for the answers. So this new weekly video that is going up will answer your questions. And what I would love is that I just don't want to pick the questions and pick the topics that I am going to focus on. And I want you to reach out and let me know what questions you would want answering. And I'm going to pick the questions that jump out and answer them each week. So please message me or comment below with your questions. So I put a shout out on Instagram a couple of weeks ago for some questions of things that you want answered. So here we go with the first bunch of topics and questions that I am going to focus on today, and I'm really excited about them. These two really jumped out. So the first one is from Courtney Burns. Courtney, thank you for this question because it is awesome. She asked me, what are the physical body symptoms of a spiritual awakening? What are the body symptoms of a spiritual awakening? It's such a great question because when you get back connected to your own intuition, when you really realize that you are a spiritual being and can connect, and that you have this gift and a way of connecting to your own intuition and receiving the messages from your guides, you will feel this in your body, not just in your body, but emotionally and in the physical world around you. So I want to just briefly dive into those areas, because as you have a spiritual awakening, your body is going to feel it. It's going to feel this new wave of energy coming in. I remember when I had a spiritual reawakening in 2012, and it was a really vivid and intense experience. And I also had this as an experience a couple of years ago when I stepped into doing this work full time, and I re-felt a lot of these feelings. So you a physical body, where you might be feeling it in your physical body as you experience a spiritual awakening. So you might be feeling body aching, temperature changes. Your body might go from being really hot to really cold. You also might be feeling a bit low. It can, a lot of the time everyone thinks that this spiritual awakening can happening and it can be this really buzzy, amazing, positive experience. But a lot of the time, spiritual awakenings happen when you have had to let a lot go, when there has been change in your life, where there has been loss in your life, where you are feeling low and slightly depressed. I know when I felt these at these times, it was a really difficult point in my life when I realized I had to turn back to my spiritual self to move forward. So just be aware that you might be feeling low during these times, because it's normally during big times of loss and transition and change in the exterior of your life. You might also be feeling tired. You might need to feel like you need more sleep, or that you're not getting the sleep that you used to have because you're either lucid dreaming or having intense dreams. So yeah, just be aware that you might be feeling that you also might need more sleep. You will also, you can also experience changes of appetite. You might be really hungry, or you might also not be feeling hungry at all. And the other thing, especially around food, is that you might get food intolerances. So you might, things that you would eat fine or drink and it wouldn't affect your body, you might then begin to see like, oh, this is really affecting my body. My body is not agreeing with this. I know I definitely had that. I've had to really be aware of what gluten I'm eating, what sugar I'm eating, alcohol, caffeine. Yeah, it went into like serious overdrive with me. So I understand and feel that when you're like, oh my God, what's going on? I could eat all this food and now I'm not tolerant to this at all. The other things you might be feeling are third eye aches. So our third eye in between our forehead is the chakra which is connected to seeing and your intuition. And as that gets reactivated, because it is a reactivation, it will basically feel like it's stretching and it's opening, and that you might just be feeling like you're getting this third eye ache and you don't know where it's coming from. It is a physical symptom of your spiritual awakening, as you're getting back connected to your intuition and using this, because it is an important part of who you are and what you're about. You might also get your ears might be ringing. So I know I experienced this, where you get ears ringing. So it's like there's an awakening and spirit are trying to get your attention, and your ears might feel blocked. It might feel that they're blocked or there's ringing. You might feel like you have tinnitus, but you don't. And it can be that basically spirit are clearing out your ears so that you can listen and hear more. You might also experience head pressure. Head pressure at the crown chakra. So the crown chakra is all about connecting to source and our higher self. And when you're experiencing a spiritual awakening, you can feel like there's a pressure on your head. It can feel like you can really feel this energy at the top of your head. For some, it might be a tingling. It's all very specific. But if you're feeling some kind of change and energy at the top of your head, it is because you are reconnecting and feeling your crown chakra. The other thing that you might feel is heart palpitations. I did get this, where it feels like your heart is slightly fluttering. So yes, you can also feel it in your heart space. But I also wanted to share, especially with physical symptoms, that if you are experiencing any symptoms and you feel like it is a serious symptom, or you're worried, please go and see a doctor. Don't just say, oh, well, this is a spiritual awakening and I'm feeling these symptoms because it's a spiritual awakening. It's a spiritual awakening. If you are feeling any of these symptoms and that you are worried that it is a health issue, please go and see a doctor or a registered professional. I have to say that. It is important. The other things that you might be experiencing with the physical, with the spiritual awakening, is this emotional body. So the emotions during a spiritual awakening can be really, really intense. You might be feeling super emotional and that you're going on a roller coaster. 1 minute you might feel really happy and joyful, and the next minute you feel really low. Just respect the roller coaster. Just feel where it's leading, and just be, just content of where you are that day. You might also notice that you're not being attached to certain things. So you might suddenly not have an attachment to wanting a car or a house, or you just might notice how your attachments to the physical world might change, the exterior, because as your interior world upgrades and shifts during this awakening process, you will notice the change in exterior. This can also impact your friendships. You might notice that you are really close with someone, but your close inner circle of friends is really changing. So be aware of that. Notice that that is changing and that it's just because you're upgrading. But you'll also notice more ease and flow in your life. You will notice easy transitions, synchronicities, deja vu. It's all there during this spiritual awakening process. But just respect what comes up for you and just notice it and feel it and accept it. And I found that keeping a diary during this time was a really, really important thing to do, just to notice the shifts and the changes in my life. So thank you, Courtney. Thank you for such a great question. So I mentioned it in the other, just a minute ago, but I wanted to briefly touch upon deja vu because Lizzie Ty, also on Instagram, sent me, sent a question in saying, what is deja vu all about? So I briefly wanted to jump into that. So deja vu in French means already seen, already seen. I love those deja vu moments. It is, for me, they're always like, they just give me such a buzz and excitement. For me, it makes me realize that I'm on the right path, that I'm on the right track, and that everything is aligned. I know there's a lot of research in science recently. You can go and check it out online, Google deja vu science, where they're trying to look into the why deja vu, why do we experience this on a scientific basis. A lot of it's to do with that our brain is making false memories, that we're checking past memories, or also that there's like a memory mistake, or that there's just like a slight glitch in our matrix. And so they've been looking into that and doing tests on that. But on a spiritual basis, and what I really connect with, and I know that I always channel and it comes through, that deja vu is all about being on the right path. But it can sometimes feel like, have I dreamt this before? Have I dreamt this before? Because I know that sometimes the minute it happens, I'm like, I think I've dreamt this. So deja vu is like a memory of a dream or a precognition. I want to describe that as a precognition. So it's that feeling of like, I know this before. In fact, I only had one yesterday. I was chatting with my boyfriend and we were talking about something, and I just looked at him and I was like, we've spoken about this before. Like, I remember this. Even to like what I was wearing and where we were sat, I was like, this feels so familiar. Such deja vu. Deja vu, you can also experience it with people and places, and a lot of the time it's to do with past lives. So if you feel like you've been somewhere before, you walk into a city and you're like, I've been here before, I know where I'm going, and you have this big sense of deja vu, it can be that there is a past life being reactivated. You're remembering a past life, which I think is really cool and really awesome when you do have those moments. It's like realizing that you have been here on this planet before. And it's the same with friendships. Like when you meet someone that you're meeting for the first time, but you know, and you have these deja vu moments and you're like, I've met you before, I know you before, I know you. Again, it is because you have experienced a lifetime with them in a past life. So yeah, deja vu, it's a very special thing. It is like a remembering of the matrix, a remembering of the matrix where there is that synchronicity, those moments of connection and remembering. So Lizzie, I hope that answered your question. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for sending all of your questions in. If you would like a question answered, please comment below, and please like, subscribe and share to this video. It is going, I'm going to be doing them weekly and I can't wait for next week. So please send me your questions. Thank you.